Go, El Drago!
Hunter, what are you doing?
Letting it rip?
Are these Beyblades?
No, Brian, they're actually Bakugan. Yes, of course they're freaking Beyblades. I'm training to be a master blader.
I have walked in on you doing so many wacky and questionable things in this studio. This is somehow the weirdest.
Are you not a master blader, Brian?
Are you not hearing yourself right now? For once, why can't I walk in on you doing something normal in the studio? Like, I don't know, soccer? Any kind of sport?
Soccer? I barely know her. Seriously, though, what is that? Is that like a cat breed or something?
You don't know what a cat is. You're completely clueless about theater and have no understanding of soccer. We really have to stop hiring hosts that we found in the middle of the woods.
Go, Pegasus! Star Blast attack!
That was right in my ear.
What the hell, man? Brian, you dishonor me. I challenge you to a duel!
Put on your tennis shoes, Berjanski. I'm going to show you what real sports are like, and we'll see who's laughing then after I kick your butt.
Oh, you are on. I'll beat you in anything you can name. Pokemon, Magic, anything.
Biking.
Where the hell do you keep getting these names from, Brian?
Welcome back to the Deep End. I'm Brian. This is Hunter. Today we're at Armstrong Stadium. We're interviewing Little 500 teams as they get ready for the big race coming up.
Not that. We're actually here to see who the true athlete is, but don't tell the racers that. So what is your name and what team are you representing?
My name is Sophia Hoftois, and I'm on Alpha Fasta Bica.
I'm Mia.
I'm Val.
And what team are you guys representing?
Mescla.
My name's Anna Whitty, and I'm on Delta Gamma.
My name is Steele Staley, and I ride for Forest Cycling.
I'm Brian Rutz, and I race for Chi Alpha.
So, what does practice look like for you guys leading up to the Little 500?
Track hours, coming when there's open track, doing exchanges, doing some race sets, kind of a little bit of everything.
Same thing. I feel like just also like getting to know the team better as well. I think with Little Five, I think, we're all rookies, so we're all a new team. So I think also on top of practice, on top of like obviously biking a lot, also getting to know each other and like knowing, what our strengths are and what our weaknesses are. So that too.
Yeah, practice is depending on when I can get to the track based on my class schedule. I'll be here 2 hours, 3 to 4 days a week. And we do a warm up and we practice exchanges, and then we do a lot of endurance, pace lining work, and imagine competitive scenarios.
Yeah, I think we're all just trying the best we can still, staying locked in, getting ready for the race.
So we're kind of tapering off right now, but we're just trying to hammer the workouts that benefit us most in the race. So like in our big bulk season, we were doing like 12-hour weeks. Now we're cutting down to like 6 to 8 hour weeks, but still hitting hard workouts in it.
So in the fall, it's a lot of power-based workouts and a lot of riding outside, just like a lot of hours on the bike, just kind of getting used to it. And then in the winter, we're pretty much all inside on rollers, riding our Little 5 bikes, and just basically working on cadence, just putting in about the same amount of hours in the winter. And then once we get to track season in the spring, we're working on just a lot of the tactics and, using the cadence that we got as well as the power, and just working on getting a good pop and practicing our burns and stuff for the race.
Can you tell us a little bit about the organization you're racing with?
Yeah, so Chi Alpha is a campus ministry. We're racing just to spread the word of God and just to love each other. And of course, we want to be really competitive and we want to get our name out there. But first things first, we just want to be a community and provide for the campus.
Yeah, so Alpha Fasta Bica, this is the second year AFB, or Purple Crotch Mafia, has been in the Little 500. Two of my good friends / roommates last year started it to have an independent women's team, and I joined this year to be a rookie in my senior year of college.
So we're a sorority, obviously. I don't know. Other than that, yeah. We're
Just here to have fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think our bike team's been a big part of the sorority for a lot of years, and we get a lot of good support from alumni and the house in general. So it's good.
I ride for Forest Dormitory. We are the only men's dorm team remaining. And that's kind of it. There's nothing fun. They don't. We're proud, but yeah.
So tell us more about that, because we understand you're an upperclassman. What, like, how does one get on Forest? Like, what do they represent? What do they stand for in this race?
Well, I think personally this team, we're kind of trying to make a name for ourselves that we haven't had in a long time. This is my second year riding, and yeah, we've always worked hard, but this is the first year that I think we're finally being talked about. So we just want to go out there and do the best race we can.
What made you guys want to do Little 500 this year?
I mean, I heard about it at La Casa, which is like who our main team sponsor is, at like a Latino student organization meeting. And they kind of were like, hey, we're starting this up. And then was really invested and kind of like met a couple other people and then really took off and like we all connected from different paths and stuff. So yeah, it was kind of cool.
Would you guys have considered yourself competitive cyclists before this, or is this your first introduction to the competitive field?
Yeah, I mean, that was literally like me picking up a bike in August was the first time since I was like a kid. So yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, same thing. No. I started cycling over the summer in Bloomington, but I never really saw myself on a team. It was until I saw the Mescla team was recruiting women, and I knew I had to do it and be a part of that team. But this is like my first competitive sense. First and last, probably.
Awesome.
What would you say racing in Little 500 means to you?
Well, I haven't yet, so it would mean accomplishing a goal I've been looking forward to for 2 years. We'll see. We've got a great team, so everyone deserves the spots, but we're just kind of waiting for that very last moment to decide.
How long have you guys been racing?
So Chi Alpha has raced, I believe now 6 years. This will be our 7th year. And 3 out of the past 4 years we raced, we've came top 5. So
Cool. How does indoor racing, like, or practicing indoor, compare to actually racing on the track?
indoor is definitely really boring, for sure. We watch movies, we listen to music. It's always better when you have the whole team at our facility where we train and, you're just all talking, having fun. That's always, fun. It doesn't get as boring that way. We also watch a lot of race tape. So we'll watch races from previous years while we're on rollers and just, learn from previous years.
Cool. And then what are you most excited for come Little 500 Day?
I'm just excited. This will be my first time seeing the race. So I've never been here on race day. So it's just going to be really cool to see the fans and the atmosphere.
I think for me, it's like getting to see all our fans and our family and our friends come out. We had a huge group for qualifications, and I think that was just the most rewarding thing about it all, just seeing everyone who has come to support us and getting to work together. I think it's just going to be an exciting day.
Especially the alumni, honestly was brought to tears by some of them during quals, and just their support has been so unwavering, and telling us that, we belong here in a predominantly in a cyclist sport that not a lot of Hispanics participate in. So it was just really cool to have that support of them from 20 years ago. So yeah.
I don't know. It's just so fun to be cheered on by your whole house, and all your friends are there, so it's a good vibe.
I'm just excited to kind of take it all in. Last year, it all kind of just felt not real, so I didn't get to experience it. I want to really take it all in and make it something I will remember forever. But
What made it not feel real to you?
well, I didn't race last year, so I was on the sidelines, and it's a lot less. It just I don't know how to say it, but it just didn't. I don't know. I was too distracted by everything else, whereas like the team is like feeling every ounce of energy because they're the ones about to go out there and do it. But I was just standing on the side watching, which is still a really fun experience, but I just don't think it compares. But
Awesome. So, what are you looking forward to most about Little 500 this year?
I am looking forward to most seeing how our team's hard work at the track is going to gel together in the moment of the race.
Awesome. And final question, based off vibes alone, who's more athletic, me or Brian?
I want to say you because the Adidas pants.
I mean, you are wearing the Adidas pants.
Let's
with
go.
the suit. I feel like the evidence is kind of damning.
Oh, I don't know. You're taller, so I feel like that's probably
Wrong answer.
okay.
Wrong answer.
On a bike or
In general.
I'd have to say.
Let's go.
I want to see you on a bike. I want to see you on
Hey, maybe someday get the deep end on iOS TV team.
I can see it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna go with you because you have the sweatpants on.
Let's go. Right answer.
The jeans have been my downfall.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Steele, so much for giving us this information and interviewing with us. All right. You've heard it first from the deep end. I'm Hunter,
I'm Brian.
and we just covered the Little 500 lead up.
So now that you've experienced a real sport, which I beat you at, by the way, do you still think you're the greatest athlete of IUS TV?
Oh, absolutely, B to the Ryan. Like I said, there's no sport that I can't handle. I only lost that because the sun was in my eyes.
I beat you in soccer, football, basketball, and baseball.
But I kicked your ass in golf.
No one gives a crap about frisbee golf.
Might as well just quit while you're ahead. I mean, I'm ready to take my place in the Hall of Fame with sporty guys who like to throw down and get jiggy with it.
The only Hall of Fame that you're going to be in after this contest is the Hall of Failed YouTubers who participate in charity events because they need the revenue.
You're just jealous because you wear glasses and that makes you inherently more defective than me.
I'm going to arm wrestle you to death, you hairy bastard.
All right, let's go. Another competition. Arm to arm, cheek to cheek.
Excuse me.
Whoa. What's all the hubbub, my fellow men of action?
This freaking guy.
Shouldn't you guys be trying to build back our budget?
That wouldn't have been an issue if you didn't blow all of the budget on night moves last week.
Sorry, bros. I got a little excited. Anyways, I heard you guys arguing about something to do with sports. Did you know that I happen to be a world-class Olympian triathlete with 5 gold medals and a Nobel Peace Prize in peak human performance?
Oh, really? Because I thought you would have gotten a medal for sucking because, you suck. Give me some smoke. Woo!
That's actually hilarious, guys. I love this banner we have. It keeps my demons at bay.
Can you just get to the point, you useless lard? We're trying to settle who's the best athlete of the deep end.
Well, you see, I'd say it's myself, but I'm incredibly humble and don't want to steal your guys' thunder. What sports have you guys played anyways?
What is this, 20 questions? We played enough sports, everything on earth practically.
Yeah, we're just so sweaty, covered in dirt from the ground because of how many sports we've played. You feel me?
You're covered in sweat and dirt?
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons gets intense, Brian.
Type shit, bro. But did you know that there are more sports than just the ones on land? This is the deep end after all. Have you guys tried playing any aquatic sports? Aquatic means water, by the way.
We know what aquatic means. Ugh, you're so pretentious.
Hey, just trying to help my fellow bros out. I gotta go anyways. Gotta stop a forest fire now. Peace out, my pooks.
You know, I actually didn't know what aquatic meant. I just wanted to sound cool.
You know, he has a point. We haven't tried any water sports.
Like peeing in the pool?
What?
Yeah, I always played that in juvie. Whoever turned the chlorine the most deep shade of blue from peeing wins the game.
You know, I'm not even going to unpack that. And no, that's not the kind of sport I'm talking about. You know, like swimming, canoeing, sailing.
Oh, I've always wanted to try that. I used to love Pirates of the Caribbean, especially the part where Jack Sparrow fights the simpy squid guy.
I'm sure there's some group on campus we can talk to.
And I'll probably still kick your butt in those sports too.
Oh, you did not just go there. You'll regret those words. The gauntlet has been cast.
Let's dive in, matey.
Welcome back to the Deep End. I'm Brian.
And I'm Hunter.
And today we're here with
Sailing Club at IU.
Alright, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and then just tell us a little bit about what Sailing Club is.
Yeah, so I'm Tommy Bassano. I'm our current treasurer.
And I'm Deaton Grove. I'm one of our coaches.
Awesome. So tell us, guys, what is Sailing Club?
So, most of you are probably hearing about Sailing Club for the first time because who sails in Indiana? It's kind of a random thing. But we're a pretty good-sized group of students that we go out sailing every weekend at Lake Monroe, and then we've got a team that goes and competes all across the country.
Would you say the club has helped you, helped do a good job integrating you into sailing and, teaching it to you as someone who has no prior experience?
Yeah, 100%. We are a recreational club as well as a racing club, so we have both. We accommodate to both of those groups. Starting from people that want to just sail for fun, and learn how to sail, and we have some great coaches like Dean to help us get to where we want to be.
So, tell us how you got started.
So, about 4 years ago, I had never been on a sailboat before, and I looked down and I read Sailing Club call-out meeting on the chalk. I'm like, you know what? I'm bored tonight. I might as well go. So, about from that point forward, I was kind of hooked. Once you get out on the water, it's kind of addictive.
So what is an average meeting when you guys actually go out and start sailing on the water? What does that look like?
Yeah, so we have practices most of the time on Saturdays, and everybody rolls up. We shoot for 10 o'clock, which means really 11 o'clock. And then we have 6 small boats. They're called 420s. And we take 6 boats out. We've got a couple of power boats for coaches and safety crew, and then we've got a 25-foot boat that we pile everybody who isn't on the small boats on it, and we just go out and some days we'll just sail around, have a good time. Other days we'll have racing practice where we set up races and everybody races against each other. Some days we'll just have practices where we have starts all day long. So, there's not actually a race, but one of the most important parts of sailboat racing is making sure you get a good start. So we'll run starts back to back.
How many people do you have for a typical meeting or typical weekend out sailing?
So, it kind of varies throughout the year. When I first joined the club, we were kind of capped by the number of boats that we had. So I would say an average practice is we can accommodate 25 people.
Is there a process to going from a recreational member to a racing member? Is there pipeline people have to go through?
I'll take that.
So it kind of is your own choice. So at least for me, whenever I started, it was just kind of a natural progression. You get a little bit of a taste of racing, and then you want a little bit more. So a lot of our members will join the club thinking that they just want to be a recreational member. And then after a year or two, if they've stuck with it, they probably have the skills developed to become a competitive racer at that point.
And then you said that you guys do competitions all over the Midwest. What does the typical competition day look like?
Yeah, so usually, you know, at a regatta, they send you all this in advance, but they give you a full itinerary. You know, when do people need to be there? When there could be a safety meeting? When is there going to be? When are we going to get in the boats? You know, because we have to rig all these boats, you know, and take them and kind of deconstruct them a little bit after each day, because they can't just sit in the water all day. So usually, that'll happen, and then you know you'll start racing, and basically you're racing for 4 or 5 hours a day. Is that, I don't know, pretty
I
accurate?
would say, you know, that's probably pretty average.
Pretty typical, yeah.
Depending on the racing, sometimes it's even longer, you know. I've been at races where you're stuck out there for like 6 hours.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. You pack snacks, you make a whole day out of it, and then afterwards you come home, and I'd say nothing is probably better than, you know, chips and queso after a long day on the water. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Is that the go-to then after every regatta?
Usually there's always a Mexican restaurant or a Chinese restaurant somewhere, you know, wherever we are. So that's kind of been our typical go-tos.
After a day of racing, you'll eat whatever is put in front of you.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair. So then we've talked about what it's like being a competitor in these, or just like sailing around normal. But what's it like being a coach? How does one get there, and then what's the experience?
Well, for me, it was just kind of, you know, when I joined this club, it was just, I mean, I was curious, and then it kind of became, you know, my personality. I was spending all the time that I could on the water, and so it was just kind of the next step for me. So, you know, after 4 years, I felt like I had enough experience that I could start passing some things down. So I signed up last year to be a coach, and you know, it's been a great year so far, I think. So.
Any fun stories from it doesn't have to be from this year, but any like crazy fun competition stories, or just recreational out on the boat stories you guys have?
I think my favorite part of, fun part about being in sailing is every year, since for I don't know how long, but we've been keeping this up, we actually have a scrimmage with Purdue.
Okay.
This is like, it's not considered like a true college race under the the organization, but we always do the scrimmage with Purdue, and I first, as a freshman when I went to it, I was like, oh, we're supposed to be rivals, right? But we absolutely love the Purdue sailing team. They're great. We hang out with them. We've been, I've been going twice now, and I've found that we actually enjoy hanging out with them more than, there's no that rival rival aspect of it.
Did you still kick their butt, right?
We try our best.
I was gonna say,
did we win last year? I don't know if we won last year.
I don't think so. I think it's been a while, if I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is there like a record?
There is one part of the regatta that we always win. So.
Okay.
So it's not a complete loss.
Yeah.
We win something.
We win some, it's interesting.
Yeah.
We beat them at one way.
Exactly.
All right, and so then I have a question. This is a really strong, burning question. I need you guys to answer as honestly as possible, based off vibes alone.
Mm-hmm.
Who's more athletic, me or Brian?
Think carefully now.
Go with you.
W's.
See, I'm gonna go with Brian.
Oh,
Thank you.
all right, guys.
Thank you.
Dude,
Correct
yeah, what's the
choice.
reason? What's the reasoning behind each?
I think the biggest one was definitely shoes.
These are tennis shoes. Come on. Look how beat up my shoes are. This is
Yeah.
experience.
You can't count that against me. I just bought these.
I think Brian's got better feet though. So.
I guess this is the age-old debate of what's more important, the shoe or the foot.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't tell I'm taller, so
Yeah.
I got you on that.
All right, and then I got another question regarding sailing. So, does it have to be a sailboat? Like, what if I want to bring out my canoe and go sailing with you guys? Is that acceptable? And could I win against a sailboat? Because I'm pretty confident I could, but I want to talk to the pros about that.
You're gonna do a one-person canoe and not a kayak?
No, canoe, dude. Canoeing is the superior boat compared to the kayak.
Please prove him wrong on this.
All right, so
What's the logistics of this look like?
The logistics of this, definitely the wind speed, because sailing, you need wind. You can do it with low wind, but it's definitely a lot more difficult. I think in a low wind environment, you could probably, it'd be pretty close. If there's more than, I don't know, 4 knots of wind, I think we got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What if it's like 3.5 knots of wind? Would I be able to get ahead, or is like
He's still gonna lose,
Depends
right?
on the sailor.
I don't think it's going to turn out very well for you.
No, it won't. But, you know.
I could see somebody ramming your canoe with their sailboat.
So what if I did the what if I rammed their sailboat with my canoe, the ramming boat as they call it, and I hopped on their is that allowed during competitions if I were to ram my sailboat into another sailboat and hop on?
No.
No.
There's penalties.
Penalties?
Yeah,
How bad are the penalties?
You gotta do like a full turn.
If I could do a full turn in their sailboat and then continue onward.
There's official protocol for that?
There's
okay.
There's a whole rule book actually.
About ramming?
About everything with
okay.
racing. But yeah, ramming included, yeah.
So final question. What does sailing mean to you guys?
Yeah. For me, definitely the freedom of being able to just go anywhere. You know, you can sail everywhere. It's something that you can do for the rest of your life. I know people that are, you know, I've seen people like in the age of like 7 or 8 sailing a boat, and I've seen people at the age of like 98 sailing a boat. So it's like a lifelong hobby. You know, it kind of keeps you sharp. There's always something else to learn, something more to, you know, get better at in sailing. So I think for me, it's just a lifelong passion for sure.
So what about you?
For me, it's definitely the community. You know, it seems like anywhere you go, if you meet somebody who sails, you know, you just have something in common with them at that point, and then, you know, you just makes it easier to hit things off with them. But then once you sail with somebody, it's kind of like, you know, after that your relationship has changed. I mean, it's going to be somebody that you're kind of bonded with for life. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for doing this interview with us.
Thank you. Yeah.
I hope your competitions go well.
Tell us how to reach out to you guys, find you on Instagram, other socials.
Yep. So Instagram, Hoosier Sailing at IU. You can reach out. We're always at the involvement fairs, and we are actually a club sport with IU, so you can find us on Be Involved as well.
Awesome.
All right. That's it. Deep End Interviewing Sailing Club. I'm Hunter.
I'm Brian.
We've just talked to
Sailing Club at IU.
Hunter, maybe we're not cut out for this whole sports thing.
I just don't think we should compete against each other.
Yeah. You know, maybe we're better off as a team.
I don't want to fight with you. You're so strong and awesome and pretty. I mean, witty.
Did you just scoot closer to me?
No. Ew, it's not important. What if we did a sport together instead?
Yeah. Okay, no. How about we start a little 500 team?
Aren't those usually 4 people?
Well, we've got the strength of 2 guys, each of us.
And our chemistry is so strong.
Did you get a concussion or something? Whatever. Let's do it.
Woo!